great. It's okay.
Thank you. To my team, just remember now I will be polite because it's going to be recorded. So I'm not going to be a smart aleck, or I'm going to try not to be. So thank you guys for being here. We're going to go through some introductions, which are going to seem like there's a billion people and there will not be a test at the end. So don't worry. But just so you know who is behind you and that you know that we are not just, there's not just me and there's not just, we're not just some crazy little thing. We are quite the pack. We are also going to go over a little bit of history of Rondy, so you kind of know where you're coming from. We're going to go over the areas of competition, the prize package, and then the time commitment. We're going to go over that and some important dates, and then we'll take on your questions. I promise we'll go through this part pretty quickly. I'm going to try to. Okay, next tab. This is our 2025 Royal Court. Of course, we've got Queen Christine. We've got Sweetheart Josie. We've got Princess Shalite. We've got Sweetheart Princess Lilo. And then we've got our Heritage Ambassador, which is Heidi. And of course, we've got our Lord and Lady Trapper, Julie and Bill. And then we have our Queen Regent, Jareen. And then our King Regent was King Jerry. And we are sadly to say he will not be with us this year. He just recently passed away. But we are very grateful he was part of our class, and he actually was King Regent for 2 years. So and King and Queen Regent come to us via another organization called the Pioneers, and so they are distinguished citizens of Anchorage, and they are elected from their organization, and we bring them into our organization, and they become family. So they're wonderful people. And then Lord and Lady Trapper are also two folks that are affluent in the community, and they are have done brilliant things. Bill is actually a school teacher who is teaches PE in the Anchorage School District, and has helped with the Native Olympics, the Native Youth Olympics. That was a really hard name for me. And then Julie is actually the president and CEO of Visit Anchorage. So they both have done a lot for Rondy, have done a lot for the community. And so they were selected from a nomination committee this year. And so they reigned as our Lord and Lady Trapper. And so they are wonderful people and amazing. The leadership team, that's me. I'm Kristen George. This is my second year as running the Rondy Royalty, and for a very small, concise, so you figure out why they put me at the head of the ship, because I still question it every single day. I am born and raised Alaskan, have lived here my whole life. For the last 25 years, I've worked in marketing, advertising, social media marketing, pageantry. I've been a director of pageants. I've been a chaperone. I've done pretty much every job you could possibly do, including zipper dressing for dresses. And I've also directed fashion shows. And now in my current capacity, I run a event management company and production company that does everything from the Backyard Country Barbecue to tacos and tequila. And we just got done doing the Bear Paw Festival in Eagle River. So I have a little bit of background in event management and planning, and I am on the board of directors for Rondy, and I'm very proud to be in the position I'm in, and I'm so excited to get to know you better over this time that we spend together. Of course, we've got Megan, who's sitting behind the reins of the PowerPoint today. Megan has been the media and marketing manager for 5 years for Rondy, and she speaks affluent and affluent Kristen, and so that helps me, and she is an awesome asset to our team. She also is the marketing or the media, social media manager for Rondy as a whole. So she's a very, very busy gal, and we are lucky that she's on our team. Jolene is our legacy coordinator, and she manages the Lord and Lady Trapper, and she also manages the regents. So the older folks work with Jolene. Tacoma, who is the phone number today, is sitting somewhere getting her hair done. She is in charge of our Rondy Bear and manages all of that, which means getting the people to be Rondy Bear, which can be quite the task. And she makes sure Rondy Bear is managed throughout the year. So we appreciate her and all she does. Cassie, who is also on the call, is our chaperone coordinator. What you will learn is every one of you, wherever you go during the weeks of Rondy, you will have at least one, if not two chaperones. And I will tell you to keep all of the chaperones in organizational wise, it is a lot. So thankfully, she helps me make sure that we have everything we need. Crystal is also at the phone number, and Crystal is our hospitality coordinator and helps us do all things that are merchandise. Anything that you see that's custom in your prize package comes from the wonderful House O' Crystal and Crystal's Creations. So we are very grateful to them. And then this year joining our team is Cheyenne, and Cheyenne is going to be she will be feeding us and making sure that you never want for anything, which makes our lives much easier because it is a lot of walking and talking, and you get tired and you need to be refreshed. And so that is what Cheyenne helps us with. So she is amazing, and we're so lucky. And I'll say it in a recorded sense. We have an amazing, amazing team of people that support the royalty. And I'm very, very, very blessed that they walk beside us and help us. So Cheyenne, Shalite, they're pretty cool.
I think so.
Awesome. Well, I want to tell you a little bit of history about Rondy. Of course, Rondy started 91 years ago, and it was basically for fur traders to come and collect themselves in Anchorage to do trading and to trade their pelts and to trade their skulls and all of their items. So that's how it started. Then the World Championship dog sled race came along, and it was incorporated by the Greater Anchorage Corporation. Sorry, I should have turned off notifications. And the Greater Anchorage Incorporated is the organization that oversees Rondy, and it is a 501c3 organization. And so it's definitely, it does all of our marketing, our management, and doing all those things. Cassandra, I just want to figure out what, that's fish. Okay. Sorry. I had to figure it out there for a second. And then, of course, we are now an award-winning festival. Yep. That is all fish. That's awesome. That is so cool.
The only time you see me stripping.
I like that. That was very good. Thank you very much for that. It takes a lot to make me blush, but that did it. And we last year won 2 awards for our festival. We have put ourselves in for awards again this year. We do not know yet if we have won or we haven't, but we're very honored, and we are one of the world-renowned winter festivals, and you'll hear that a lot as people are talking about our festival and about what you're doing, because you are now going to become a part of history by supporting our organization and being a part. So, okay, Megan, go forward. Okay. I should probably have Shalite. I'm going to throw Shalite under the bus so much tonight because she's the only one here. But so what to expect? Now, I've been Lady Trapper, so I was very blessed that I got to spend 2 amazing weeks and a few more months with my court, which was in 2022. Shalite, of course, is part of this year's royalty team. But I say you get out of it what you put into it. You will make new friends. You will learn about brand new things and brand new opportunities. You will have so much fun. You will get to do things like go talk on the radio. You'll get to find nonprofit events that you have never done before. You will get to have the opportunity to go to really great places like balls and galas and things like that, and dance parties and things you never thought you'd get to go to. This is your opportunity to have those moments. And so just to give you a couple of things, so the visitors that are in the visitors picture, they're with Heidi, and they were from the Lower 48. They came to our fireworks party, and they were mesmerized by the. Hey, Shalite, will you go on mute?
Go on mute?
Yeah, because I think you're. It's okay.
How do I do that? Oh, here.
Okay. You were just, for some reason I could hear myself, and so I wasn't sure who it was. So they were from Lower 48. They were mesmerized by Heidi and by her headdress, and so they sat and talked to her for hours. It was very funny. We go every year, and we go oyster shucking, and this is the legacy oyster shucking contest. Shalite next year will be participating because she will be a legacy, and so yeah, Shalite, did you not realize that you had to come and do it with us?
Hey, I'm all about it. I did really good this past year, so
yes,
I'm a pro
did.
now.
And then we have, this is us coming in from a day of walking around, and the girls are of course still smiles as they are experiencing the day, and then they get new opportunities. They got to go talk on the radio. This was at the Polynesian radio station, and we all got to go and have just a wonderful experience. And then of course being on the avenue, the ladies are there with a little boy who just was mesmerized by the fur crowns. The fur crowns really do get, that's really the thing that gets a lot of people, is our fur crowns. So okay, next. Thank you. So the areas of competition, and these are pretty clear and pretty outright. If you haven't gotten your packet or looked at the handbook, it is 30 pages of lots and lots of information. So this is a Reader's Digest, one slide worth of information. So our application packet, that's your first step. And that's got your cover letter, your resume, your community support letter or letters, and then your Spirit of Rondy essay, as well as ad sales come under that packet. All of that information is due in and completed with no extensions by December 17th. If we do not have your information by December 17th, you'll be removed from our contestants list. And that's simply because Megan has a lot of work to do. I have a lot of work to do to make sure that we're ready for pageant day. And so we want to make sure that we have all of that information. So from program books to advertising to selling tickets, all of that happens after that December 17th date. That's a lie. I think I said that incorrectly, but we'll work through that. Your interview, which will be held in January on the Thursday before the pageant. It is a first impression to the judges, so come dressed to impress. There are examples in the handbook. It will be a 10-minute panel interview of 5 judges, okay? Things that they're going to talk to you about is your love of Rondy, your resume, judges' questions. Like each judge will get to ask you a couple of questions based on the timing allowed. Then there will be one control question that you are all asked similar, or it's the control question. It gives itself away. And then the Heritage Ambassadors, anybody who is also running for Heritage Ambassador will also be asked an additional question about your heritage or something specific about your culture, okay? Then we go on to the stage show, which is our costume and our introduction. This is the height of our show. There's a couple of other things cool, like the crowning and things like that. But your costume, it really gives everybody your impression. And it gives us who you are, what you're about, and all of those wonderful things. This is the moment for you to introduce yourself to the audience. So the creativity reigns supreme here. In the handbook, there are many examples. Shalite, what were you? Remind us this year what you were.
This past year, I was a Yeti. And
With
then the
Yeti
year
Kitchen
before
Hood.
that, I was a trapper.
I remember both of those, and we've had everything. We've had we have had a coffee hut. That was, I think that might have been Tacoma's year. I know it wasn't Tacoma, but I think it was your year that it was the coffee hut. And then we've had hot cocoa. We haven't had a snow sculpture, but we have had a snow sculptor, because that was what, I'm pretty sure that's what Tacoma was. Tacoma, if you're still there and you're hearing me and I didn't get that right, forgive me.
Tacoma was a Rondy schedule one year, and she was a snow sculptor. Yes.
Okay. And we've had a white raven. We've had a Ferris. We had a Ferris wheel. And yes, and fireworks. I did know the fireworks. I didn't know we'd had Ferris wheel. That one I'd like to go back and find a photo of. This is something that we have had to impress upon people, and this is just because it happens. And so we'd say it up front. Nothing can come off of your costume and be left on stage. Now, if you want to take off a shawl, but you're holding it as you leave the stage, that is allowed. But if it falls off of your costume, and you will get the opportunity to test your costume on the stage, so you can make the needed modifications if you need to. But for the most part, that's it. And then we go into what has in the past been our Spirit of Rondy, which is a different length for everybody and can be different things for everybody. But we are this year going to do an onstage question. And this is a new area of competition. And it won't be a trivia contest. It won't be a how much do you know about Rondy? But it is going to be a topic that will refer back to your experiences with Rondy and how you approach that in your daily life. So and we'll keep you posted. We'll do some opportunities for you to have some examples and things like that as time goes by. Okay. Optional opportunities. Okay. As you heard, ad sales, there is a requirement for ad sales to compete in the pageant. That is one full ad page at $200. And that can be, you can piece that together. And I know Shalite is an expert at ad pages and can tell you, you can do it, piecemeal it. So 20 of your friends spend $10, or you can go to your friends and family. You can go to all kinds of places, businesses you go to. The business you work for is a great one. And so this year we're excited to offer this opportunity that if you sell anything over the first page, you will get 10% commission for every additional page you sell up to $1,200. Anything over $1,200, you will get 20% commission. Okay. That's that story. So this is an opportunity for you to make some money back. Maybe Megan, while you're, sitting there not doing anything, if you could figure out the math for that first to $1,200, or maybe you already have and I just don't know it, because that's the kind of person Megan is. And then the deadline for this is December 17th. And that means, I believe that's print ready ads, right, Megan? Sorry, I didn't check that answer before I started talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm switching between screens.
Nope, I know. No, you're fine. So your art must be ready by December 15th. This year, we prefer and expect that that ads are created. You can make $120 out of if you sold up to $1,200 in ads. So that's kind of great, because it cost you $50 to do this pageant. So there you go. That is a reminder. You do need to be, I'm sorry, I guess I should put that somewhere. make notes about what I forget. That you do have to be a member of Rondy to sign up to participate in the pageant. And that's $50 per year. And you just have to do a year of service, but we'd love for you to continue to be members of Rondy. I do want to make this well known. We are a family friendly pageant. So this is not a pageant. Oh, yes. The Rondy membership is the only cost that is expected of you comparatively. This is a family friendly pageant. So no bars, no alcohol, no marijuana, no adult locations, nothing like that can be ad pages. That's a pretty simple one. I think it's pretty straightforward. There are young people in our pageant. So there's that. We also have our People's Choice contest, which is an online competition between Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. The deadline for your videos for this is December 15th. You will create a 15-second or less video introducing yourself, the title you're running for, and the Fur Rondy event you are most excited to attend this year. And Megan will send out the specific requirements and how to do that. And there are tips and tricks also in the handbook. And then finally, congeniality, which I've been Miss Congeniality twice. My kiddos have been congeniality, so I think it's my favorite thing to be. But voting happens on the Saturday of the pageant, and it is voted on by your fellow contestants. So it's a big deal, and it's something to be proud of. So at least I think it's something to be proud of, just because I was it. Of course, our prize package, there is cash prizes. There is official photo shoots, lodging for Rondy. I do want to make a side note here. Lodging for Rondy is paid for. A good portion of your food is paid for. But we always tell gals, make sure that you have money saved up for snackies, for we spend a couple of hours at a fur shop if you want to buy trinkets or special Rondy gear or anything like that. Those things are on you. So make sure you have, so anything above and beyond what we provide you, and we give you a clear list of meals that we will provide. But even like Cheyenne has our master suite is full of snacks and things like that you are welcome to. But if you have specific needs or specific dietary things, we always suggest that you bring a little bit of money so that you can carry that. You get a fur-lined crown that is custom made for you. You get a custom sash. You get custom Rondy earrings. You get autograph cards. You get merchandise. You get personalized crown case. You get royalty gear. You get Rondy gear. And really the adventure of a lifetime is really the biggest thing. I think that's, I mean, Shalite, well, and there's one thing I didn't put on here. It is on the list in the program book or in the handbook. Last year, our entire royalty court, including our team, our working team, got extra tufts. So that is, and they're most likely they will come back. I have not gotten the final approval that they are going to come back, and they were an official sponsor of ours, so I don't want to say it, but I'll say it with all my fingers and toes crossed that it will happen again this year. And it was super nice, and they give us the warm ones so that you don't freeze to death, which is great. Okay, next slide. I'm telling you, I wanted to get through so they could talk, they could ask as many questions as they wanted. This is the key dates. This is directly straight out of the handbook. So don't be.
I just wanted to say, like, I can help with any kind of marketing and stuff, like to get more sponsorship, to up the anything, so that like anyone more interested. Like, I'm really good at doing that and bringing brands or anything like that like around. So I will definitely look into that for like I'm Siri person here, so like I could even have them do it.
Awesome. Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you. Okay. So the next thing that's coming up, so you of course have already come to this informational meeting. So the next two informational meetings you do not need to come to because it'll be very similar to this. And then, but on December 10th, we will have our candidate orientation. This is mandatory. It is, and this is going to be an opportunity for if you haven't gotten a headshot done, you have the opportunity to get it done there. We have our photographer there. It will be going through and understanding, making sure we have all of your paperwork, making sure you're done with everything, making sure you understand what the week of Rondy of the pageant will be like. And then we go a little bit more in depth about just details and things like that. But I want, before we get to orientation, I want you to understand what you're getting into. And so that's why we're kind of going over this and what the time commitment is. Again, January 22nd will be interviews. Those will most likely be in the early evening to into the evening, depending on how many candidates we have. And we are still working on the location. The 23rd is an all-day affair. It is 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then we most likely have an evening fun event. And then the 24th is the coronation. And those both will happen at the Anchorage Hilton Hotel. We are working on the Anchorage Hilton Hotel special rate. So you can stay at the hotel if you so choose. I personally, as a human, recommend it because I love the experience and I love getting to know the girls and being there as much as possible. But if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you do not have to. But it does make it nice. They have a pool. It's great. You can relax, calm down a little bit. Post pageant. This is court members will be required. This is a mandatory. There is no options. You have to be at these dates. January 25th is our boot camp and official photo shoot. And what happens is we come together, we have our boot camp, we get ready, and then we do our photos. It's all really cool. You get to meet all of the other girls and spend a lot of time with them. It's just a fun opportunity to get to know everybody. February 7th is the Challenge Alaska Gala event. We have been a participant in this gala for many, many years, and I think it's over 10 years that we've this is the first event that the court does attend together. February 13th, that is Go Red for Women. Go Red for Women, of course, is with the American Heart Association. It is at the Denina, and we go in our red dresses and we volunteer, and it's a really special event. February 26th through March 8th, that is the festival. Now I'd love to say that we don't do events during the week, but we do events pretty much every single day. I think there's really one day that we don't do events. So just be prepared that there are evening events. There's not a lot of day events during the week, but there are evening events. And then starting on Friday morning at about 9 a.m., you're expected at the hotel for check-in. And you are there Friday, Saturday, and until Sunday evening when you're released. And then the same as for the second week. You'll arrive Friday morning, and you're there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday until you're released. And that means not that now if a family emergency comes up, we understand. If something happens, if there's a major life event like you're a senior in high school and you're having some major event that is only going to happen once in your lifetime, we can talk about those things. But if it's I didn't go ask my boss when I knew I was going to do this 6 months ago, I would go to your boss right now and say, these are the things this is what I have to commit to. Do you think that would work with our schedule? And some bosses are great with it. And, if that completely hinders you because they're like, well, you could go on a half day, we can talk about that. So there are some worlds of negotiation, but not a lot. We do an event in June, which is called the Backyard Country Barbecue, which is something that my company coordinates, and we help Rondy sell raffles or sell split the pot tickets and raffle tickets. So we ask that you help with that, and then we also participate. We also participate in the Anchorage Independence Day on 4th of July. There's a couple of things depending. Sometimes there's a couple of other parades that we will do. Some come up, and then other events do come up. The Heritage Ambassador is often asked to speak to give land acknowledgements throughout our events, and actually has one of the more loftier jobs in the court, because there's a lot of events that they have to be at that they give the land acknowledgement. And because of the nature of that title, we have made the decision that only the Heritage Ambassador is who will give the land acknowledgement. So those are the dates. Okay, next slide. All right. I kept it to 37 minutes, 34 minutes. Okay, whatever. This is the time to ask your questions. This is your time to, if you don't have the handbook, Megan is going to put the link in the chat. And then but this is your time. I'm going to shut up now, which is easy for me to do. Savannah, you are off your mic. Your microphone's on. What questions do you have for us, dear?
So I do have a couple of questions. So with the ad sales, how would I go about doing that, or trying to, like, where would I send those ad sales? How would I go about doing that?
Yep. So we'll get this will go on my to-do list because I don't think it's done yet, but again, Megan could already have it done for me. We'll get you something that's nice and easy for you to hand out to businesses and things like that. The other thing is that in the chat attached to this, there is already a, Megan dropped the ad link in the chat. So if you click that chat, there is a link for you to go to see that information.
Okay.
And that's what you can send to get that all done.
Yeah, I also have a few more questions.
Go for it. That's why we're here, sister.
People's Choice Award. Where would we send the video in to you guys, and you would post it on for Rondy page or on our own Instagram?
So it gets Megan, come off mute.
Okay, so all of the videos for People's Choice are going to get dropped in. We have like a whole page where you can turn in all of your things, and you can turn them in as you get them done or all at once, depending on how you want to do it. But your video is part of that package, and it'll get dropped in on the link, and then we will upload it. We're going to put our information, our handles, and like the logos and things on it, and then they all get dropped on social media at the same time. So I will handle all of that. You just have to make the video and send it to me.
Awesome. Okay. And I have one more question. So I work a 9 to 5. My boss is pretty flexible. I work from Mondays through Fridays. And you said most of the events would be mostly evening, right? Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So I know my boss is pretty flexible if that, I do end up winning or anything. I hope that we could be flexible with that, maybe.
Yeah, the only days, the days that I would suggest you talking to your boss about specifically are the Fridays, and saying, is there a way for me to flex my hours the week before or something like that? Or if you could take those days off for vacation. Just suggestions. You don't have to make that decision. That's for you to decide. But it is, a Friday is one of the busiest days we have. And this year the festival is getting bigger and better, and there's going to be lots more to do. And there's a lot of things that we do on the Fridays that are, we try to keep the court together as much as possible, but Sometimes it just makes more sense for us to take 3 of you one place and 3 of you another, or 5 of you to another place. And then what happens is perhaps on the following Friday, we'll flop it so you get to do what they got to do. Because the more things, we want you to get to try everything and do everything. And so the Fridays are really that day and it's a little bit calmer on the avenue. So you guys get to kind of experience what's happening, and it's not just Looney Tunes, because the rest of the time Saturday all day, and both Sundays are super busy up until the end of until the end of the festival.
Would you suggest trying to get Fridays off completely, or would getting them off around 4 or earlier than 5 be good? Well,
My suggestion would be, if you have the flexibility, and this is what I did during my time, was I did take the days off. But some people don't have that flexibility or don't have vacation time. But if you have that vacation time, or they're willing to let you flex it into a weekend on the flip side or something like that, I would just talk to your boss, Savannah, and say, hey, this is the opportunity. I may win, I may not win, but I'd like to just know if this is going to be something that's going to be okay. And then for sure that Friday of the pageant,
of course,
you will have to be there all day.
So would this account for all the Fridays from winning, or would this account just for Rondy Festival or any event we have on Friday?
Just the 2 weeks of Rondy.
2 weeks of Rondy.
Those are the only 2.
Oh yeah, I could totally do that. I was thinking like every single Friday throughout the year. It's like
no. Shalite would not be here.
Okay.
Shalite would not be around if that was the deal. No. This is just the 2 weekends of Rondy. But that's a really good question, and thank you for clarifying my statement, because that did sound a lot like I was like, oh no, now you're taking off every Friday for the rest of the year.
Okay, that makes so much more sense. Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Do you have any more questions?
I do not. That is all the questions I had for today.
Okay. Angel, do you have any questions, my friend?
No, I do not, right as of right now.
Okay. Well, wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us. Cassandra, do you have any questions?
Yeah. So what is the looks for each event thingy?
So you've got your it's suit and interview outfit for interview, which is that Thursday. If you have something that's a cultural, we have had girls who have worn their traditional coats that would be used for a formal situation or a formal interview, and then your costume, and for introduction, which is the stage performance, that is your costume. So you can make it as creative, as culturally appropriate as whatever you would like. And then you will do the onstage interview would be in you're in a black dress, black suit, or something interview style. And then the final thing that you'll go on stage in is a gown / dress / something that, and that's what you're crowned in. It can be, if you don't want to wear a ball gown, you can also wear a cocktail dress is welcome. Oh, I apologize. Sorry, I just got scolded. No gowns. I apologize. My bad. Cocktail or suit. Sorry. I'm a gown girl. Sorry, man. Oh, thank you, Megan. Megan just reminded me. So sorry, I will restate that. I apologize. So you, for the final part of the show, it'll be a cocktail dress or a suit, is what you'll wear. And then when we go to the official, photo shoot, you'll be wearing a fur coat from David Green Master Furriers. And then your uniform throughout Rondy is just black shirts and black slacks, and then we provide you with a custom made parka. I screwed it up. I was supposed to say cussbuck. Yeah, I got it. I knew you were gonna scold me. I knew I was gonna get it wrong. I had a 50-50 chance. So those are that. During Rondy, you really, other than there's a couple of formal, there's one formal event, and then we have a couple of fun events we do, such as the concert night. We have one concert night that you'll be welcome to come to if you're over 21. And then we have the fireworks party, which everyone comes to. We usually get our youngers to come in for a little bit to a couple of our older events, just depending on if it's 21 or older. So does that help, Cassandra?
Yeah, that does. Would I be able to help with like the making of the things then too? Because like I make things, so I would like to want to help.
So we have a designer who makes our cussbucks for us, who is a woman, Michelle Koenig, out of
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah. So she does that. If you become our heritage ambassador,
Yeah.
we do invite you to wear to create a cultural headpiece or headdress, and we have someone who can help you create one if you are not familiar or if you need help with that.
No.
Most of the time, our ladies have come with knowing what theirs was going to look like. 2 or 3 years ago, our heritage ambassador, Taylor, created it, and it was, she created it completely on her own, and it was stunning and beautiful, and it was very culturally appropriate.
So for the events, the only thing for me is like the travel part is I will well, should I just stay in Anchorage for like a month then if I do plan for that?
We can talk a
From
little
there.
bit. We can talk a little bit more about it and see what that looks like. I would say at least the 2 weekends. If there's things that you can attend during the month, like I mean, I have a place to stay. My boyfriend has a house there, so it's fine. Okay. Yeah, we can certainly look at it, and if it doesn't make sense for you to be here for the whole time, we can certainly figure that out. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's it.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys for your time. I've given you about 10 minutes left in your life. Megan, did I forget to say anything? Oh, yeah. See you on the avenue. The best part of our week. And you'll be, we hope that you join us. This is not your stereotypical pageant. This is a festival pageant, and it's about family, it's about friends and community and fun. And we just enjoy having, I hope Shalite would say, and Tacoma would say, that when you're a title holder with us, you become our family. You will learn all of us, and you will learn who all of us are, and your friends and your family will become ours, because it's just our nature. And we spend a lot of time together for 2 darn weeks, and you can't help but find the sister you love, the sister you hate, and everybody in between. But we have a lot of fun doing it. So,
Kristen, can I add something?
No. Yes, of course you can. Of course you can, Crystal.
Ladies, I know this was a lot of information for you guys tonight, but just come into it with an open heart and an open mind, and know and understand that you're not only going to come and have fun and make friends, but you're also going to possibly go down in the history books. And it is a lot of fun. It can be overwhelming, but it's worth all of it.
Well said. Thank you, Crystal. Shalite, you got anything to say?
Um, my only thing is make sure you just make the most of it and definitely make time, push yourself to do as much as you possibly can because it is a lot in 2 weeks, but you're never going to experience Rondy the same way as experiencing it as a Rondy royalty ever, 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 ever. It's just a whole different view, and it's a good view, and you'll never get treated the same way that you do as a Rondy royalty. So enjoy it and just make the most of it. I know that like every year every queen says that, but it just can't be more true. And it is what you make of it, and you definitely want to make it a great, great year. So
Thank
put
you,
the work
Shalai.
in.
Thanks, Shalai.
Mhm.
Megan?
My only thing is look through your handbook. If you guys have questions, let us know and we can answer them for you. The earlier you guys start on paperwork, the earlier you'll get it done. We can all proofread it for you if you want. Otherwise, just let us know if you need anything.
Thank you, Megan. And I'm gonna give Cassie the opportunity. I think Cassie will probably turn herself off. She probably won't say she has anything to say, but Cassie joined our team last year. And Cassie, do you have anything to say to these nice young ladies that you, as after your first year of experiencing Rondy royalty?
Other than saying that I think it would be a wonderful experience for you if you do decide to join our group.
Good job, Cassie.
Sure. I want my money later.
I got you. I got you. All right, Savannah, you went off. You turned your. Or do you have anything else you had? Another question?
No, I just
Kristen.
want to say thank you very much. I've got to get going, but I just want to thank you guys for everything. Like, this was very helpful.
You're very welcome, sweetheart.
If anybody needed any help with anything, please feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to help anyone.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Shalai.
I'm gonna be heading
All
out,
right,
guys.
thank you. Thank you, ladies. Have a great day, okay? Cassandra, have a great day with that salmon.
Bye.
Bye for her. Did I turn
Bye,
it
kid.
off?
Everybody's off.
I know, but did I turn off the... Did it stop it? Oh, no, here. Stop recording. Stop.